welcome to In Conversation with Taha. Today I have Mr. Brian Kaboyo, who has recently been elected in the party primary from Hoima City, beating the incumbent mayor Mary Grace from his party. Mr. Kaboyo is an economist by education, a businessman, and his interests are in real estate and distribution. His current project is to build a hospital, a specialized hospital in Hoima City. He has also interest in oil and gas. He is a former youth leader from 2001 to 2016 for his current political party. Welcome, Mr. Kaboyo.
Thank you, Mr. Ta.
So,
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
thank you. So, I would like to ask you first of all, you have signed
Yes.
a memorandum of understanding in the Kingdom of Bunyoro and Kitara to build this hospital. What are your aims
Yes.
to build this specialized hospital?
One of the thing is, with the new resource in Hoima, the oil, we find that we don't have the best hospital, which where these people, the experts who will be coming in, expatriates and other people who will be coming in the sector, can go and get the treatment. So we realize that this is the best business opportunity which we can explore. So we decided to get up with the investors from UK, Panaf and Bantu Energies, so that we are working on a partnership, and we made an MOU with the Kingdom of Bunyoro to make sure that the project succeeds in the kingdom, and we work with the communities here in Hoima City. So already we have the land with our partners. We have the land already secured, just five few kilometers from the new airport, which is currently 40% done in the new international airport in Hoima.
Okay.
So that we make sure that when the expatriates come in and all other people, that there'll be nothing to lack in the health sector within the region. So that's our target, and we hope that it will much more improve, because international hospital and a burns unit center to trauma center,
Okay.
trauma center. Yeah, so to make sure that we work with, we help people within the sector to make sure that we succeed and be able to help to give a hand when it comes to the health sector. So that was our target.
Okay. And this is something you want to bring to the city after you become mayor as well.
Exactly. That is our brainchild, and it's one thing which I want to make sure that our city we have it as soon as possible.
Okay. And your city,
Yeah.
Hoima, is also called the oil city of Uganda. So,
Yes. Yes.
what are your aspirations for the oil which is in Lake Albert?
Thank you. One of the things is to improve infrastructure in the city. Work hand in hand with the government, the central government, with the communities, to make sure that we have a very attractive city, which can attract more investors. Besides the oil and gas, we attract people in real estate. We attract people into tourism, because Hoima as well is we have tourism. We have historical sites from Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom. We have hot springs. We have rift valleys. I also want to promote tourism as well, so that people
Okay.
can come and invest. And one of the thing is we invest into it, and at the same time be able to to create more employment,
Okay.
because Uganda is a country where the big almost 70% are youthful people, and the unemployment is so high. So we want to see how we target in all projects, both in
Okay.
oil and gas, and also in the tourism, to make sure that our people get employed.
That's very good. That's very good.
So we want to make sure that we work hand in hand with other cities, we twin with other cities, we improve on our transport, we improve on our lighting system, we improve on garbage collection.
Okay.
Those are the things which I want to target. Yeah.
And obviously, you will then look at the green energy part, waste to energy, how to generate energy from all of those kind of things too.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay.
That's yeah. Mm.
So there was a probe in Hoima City. You know, this was the misuse of market funds which happened, and you were the counselor. You were appointed as the youth counselor when you were the youth leader.
Well,
I'm talking about the
yes.
year, this is 2015-16 when this happened. What was the outcome?
W- The which probe on the what?
This was the probe on the alleged misuse of market funds.
Yeah, thank you. I think I was one of the leaders then, and I led a team for our councillors in council to make sure that there is value for money for the project. I did my part in council, and after that, we handed it over to the police, which is supposed to do the work,
Okay,
which is CID. And I think ever since then, I've never got back any report. I tried to follow up, then I'd left council already because I contested in 2015, 2016 elections,
hmm,
which did turn out well. So ever since, I have never got a report about it. But all the work, I handed it over to the police CID to try to follow up.
okay. And let's say once you elected mayor, you will look into this again?
We try to see what we can look into and how we can, because maybe it has already been overtaken by events because people already settled into the new market.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Well, maybe what can be reversed or can't be reversed. I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to
Yeah.
ask you a question about Uganda as a whole because Uganda globally ranks 137 out of 180 nations on the corruption list globally,
Yes.
and also the
Yeah.
score is only 28 out of 100.
Yes.
What do you think
Yes.
can be done specifically for your city to improve this?
Thank you. One of the things is we shall focus on more transparency and being accountable leaders to make sure that whatever comes in, whatever we are doing is properly accounted for. There is value for money for whatever project which come into the city to make sure there is satisfaction from within the city and the community at large. So we
Okay,
shall more focus on accountability and being accountable leaders.
great. That is very good news.
Yeah.
So, Uganda's GDP is $27.46 billion. Your trade
Yes.
deficit in October 2019 was $339.10 million.
Yes.
It has
Mm.
improved in the COVID period for your
Yes.
country, and as of July, the trade deficit was 299.30 million US dollars. Do you think it is because Uganda has become self-reliant in COVID times and importing less products, or your exports have grown in this period?
I think what more is Uganda has become more self-reliant during this COVID time because our president emphasized on local manufacturing to replace the imports. So I think that has played a role, and we are getting more to use of more of our products here than importing them. So I think that has played a role, and I think once we continue that, we shall recover from all the negatives we have so that we improve.
So, talking about technology, so Uganda has gone from landline phones all the way to smartphones. You have taken a leap.
Yes.
You have taken a leap there. So, how do you see this technology playing a part in the Ugandan economy?
One is going to improve service delivery. We are going to have more, we are going to improve on how work is done here because I know before it would take ages to do something, which now takes just an hour or a minute. You remember now, even now, we are already talking, which would not happen before.
True,
We are on
true.
Zoom,
Yes.
so
In two different
one of
countries.
that
Yes, yes,
in two
absolutely.
different countries. We are together, and also at the same time, it's going to cut costs because before I would travel, I need to travel maybe to UK, or when I have a meeting in Hoima and I'm supposed to come, I have a meeting in Kampala. Kampala is the capital city of Uganda,
Yes.
and Hoima is a city which is 200 kilometers away. I just have to use technology. I go Zoom and have that meeting. We cut cost of travel, we cut cost of accommodation, we cut many things. Technology is going to reduce on the cost,
And
and we shall
optimize
put
and
money,
optimize the timing.
optimize exactly. So and put money to better things, which can develop and improve on our communities.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely. So you were the founder and chief strategist of the National Action for Awakening Uganda. What was your role
Yeah.
there? What was your role, and how did you really awaken the youth of
Well,
Uganda?
pardon. The one of my role was basically to mobilize the youth to get to know their responsibilities, to be able to get involved in leadership, because every generation has a role to play, as Mandela said. So Nelson Mandela said. So mine was basically to encourage them, to show them we can do it, and I'm very sure that now I've succeeded. By winning the party primaries, it gives them more confidence that we can do it. We can be good leaders, we can be accountable leaders, and we can achieve it despite the challenges.
Great. That is a great achievement, and I must congratulate you for that. Um,
Thank you.
my next question to you is: youth are the backbone of any country. You have been
Yeah.
a youth leader yourself. How do you see motivating the youth of Uganda to play a part in the economy and politics of the country?
Yeah, thank you. One of the things I think is leadership is good. It's good for the young people to get involved because they are the majority, so they need to know what happened. They need to to be part of the decision making of the country because they know exactly what affects them. But besides that, we need to also encourage. Not everyone is going to be a leader, but we can do any other thing. We need to encourage our youth to be in innovation, skilling and innovation, to make sure that where they can, we support the innovation bit of it, where they can be self-employed and add value to their community. So I'm looking mainly to make sure that one of my key priorities I'll put under youth is skilling and innovation. Remember that one of the people have skills, but promoting them is a challenge. That's why you see 10 years ago, me and my colleagues, we started up Kitara FC, a football team which is now in which is big in Bunyoro region in Uganda. So
Okay.
we want to be promoted to the Premier League, but it's a vision which we had 10 years ago, so that we have our skilled youth in football, our talented youth in football, to make sure we grow their talent, we give them an exposure. We created a team. You know, it's difficult to fund football here. It's a challenge, but it's costly. But we stood together with our friends here and some in the UK there. Then even the community, and we have promoted the football. We are now in the second best league of the country, and we are anytime we are supposed to go for a COVID affected us, we're supposed to have playoffs so that
Hmm.
we can join the Premier League, yeah, the topmost league of the country.
Right.
So we are going to concentrate more on talent and skill and scaling, then also innovation where they can. We shall facilitate, bring more people to train them so that we can polish on the talent they have, on the skills they have, so that they can become self-employed. And we work on reducing unemployment in the region.
That actually brings me to the question of tourism because a lot of young youth will be involved in the tourism of
Yeah.
Uganda. So 1.8 million tourists visit Uganda every year and inject about $1.4 billion, dollars, which is nearly 10% of the GDP of Uganda. Firstly, how do you see the youth getting involved more in this industry with the help of technology?
Thank you. There's one thing which I saw when I was in Thailand. I got an opportunity to travel to Thailand as a distributor, the best distributor in our region. I happened to travel Airtel, where we're distributors.
Okay,
Airtel, which is Bati Group of companies, gave us a fully paid holiday in Thailand, and
okay,
I saw many youth are involved into tourism. They are freelance tourist agents. So I think one of the things you have to do is to make sure that we, as a city, we create more training centers of the youth who are graduated, or to get the knowledge of their area of Uganda and Bunyoro as a whole, to know about different historical sites, to to explain them much more to the tourists so that when tourists come, they can always call on the agents to make them around and they earn a living. So it's just a matter of being on the phone here or on the internet and be able to have a system whereby they can know with the groups, different groups, and the tourists the outside be able to choose one of the agents when they come down who can take them around, be able to look at different sites and be able to promote our tourism, but at the same time be able to help our youth here earn a living from the tourism the way they do it in Thailand.
And give them the best experience of the country.
Exactly.
Some of the experiences they cannot.
We want, yeah, which they cannot because we have a system here which they call boda boda, which is
Okay,
a motorcycle
right.
ride around the city. So when you
Hmm.
train them who can ride a motorcycle, even it can be cheaper, and but at the same time it is another, it's a new, it's something which is new, which the you people that side which you don't experience. So
Right.
they can take you around cheaply and visit, but at the same time you get to know the place and also experience a new venture in our country here.
Exactly, exactly. I wouldn't imagine or experience that if I didn't meet a local person to take me on the bodo.
Border border
That's a boda. That's a very interesting
border
concept there.
border
That's a
yeah,
very interesting.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
how do you see COVID affecting the tourism industry and the youth of Uganda right now? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, one COVID is one is going to slow down business. I'm very sure there are not going to be very many tourists coming in. They get the vaccine, I think it will be better. But at the moment, I'm very sure I'm sure that it will slow down the business of tourism because many people will be scared to come and they look at social the SOPs which are supposed to be followed. Maybe maybe they have to get certificates before they fly in. Too many, maybe trying to make sure you look at how you protect yourself from the communities around before you travel so that you don't travel back with it. So it's something which is going to slow down business as people get used to the new normal of
Correct.
living with COVID. Mm.
Correct. So one last question of mine is, you were the head of protocol for His Majesty the King of Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom, and you resigned
Yes.
just before you entered the primaries and got selected. How was the
Yeah.
experience being His Majesty's protocol head of protocol?
It was one. First of all, it was an honor to serve His Majesty because I love my kingdom. I love my king. I love the tradition heritage, but our culture here. So it was an honor, and it made me meet different people. That gave me an opportunity to meet different people and interact with different people, and that's how through my connection and that office, that's how I got to get the investors, Panaf, and to some investors from UK to come and try to do projects down here. So it was fantastic for me to serve. It gave me more exposure and an eye opener to different people, and it really worked well.
Great. Sounds you had a brilliant experience there. And thank you very much for your time. It has been most enjoyable interviewing you. I wish you all the success for your upcoming elections in January, February, whenever they are slated for. And
Thank you,
I
Taha.
will then interview you once you are elected as mayor of Hoima City.
Thank you, Taha. It's an honor for me to be part of your interview. I'm so happy, and I'm very sure come next year, you talk to me fully elected now for the final round of elections. I'm very sure we shall do it home and away because I win the primaries and win the final lap of it. But it was great being part of your interview.
Thank you and all the best for your election.